Hey guys, it's Ed again. Well, guess what it did? Like that. It snowed. November 2nd. Isn't that terrible? Terrible. I guess what are you going to do, right? Sometimes it snows. So, what have I been up to? Well, I've been working on all kinds of crazy stuff. As you can see, I didn't get all my stuff moved out. Got a lawnmower here, but it's supposed to be 60 degrees by the end of the weekend, so this coming weekend. The trailer didn't get put in the garage. If you got a lot of wind noise, you'll know why. Because it's windy. That's what does it. But we'll be in the garage here in a minute, I think. If you notice, I couldn't get the garage door shut all the way. And over here, underneath this pile of snow, I'll cut to a still of when I built it. But you see there's a little green cart. That's the 453 Detroit. And it is setting on a little cart that works pretty good. So I believe that is where it's going to spend most of the winter, is in this area. This is the hood off the, or the grill shell off the Mack, and this 6x6 kind of contraption thing back here was going to be a skid for the motor for the 6V, but then I decided on something else. This is what I decided on. So we have the 6V mounted on a trailer. This trailer started its life as a boat trailer. And now it has turned its life into a mobile Detroit skid. So basically what I did is, I'll show you here, I just covered it up for no particular reason, but it's in the garage. But I took the trailer, the boat trailer, and I cut the back of it off. Okay, and then I took that piece, the actual back cross member, and I brought it up here and I welded it up in this area 25 inches, which happened to be the same width as that 6x6 kind of skid thing that I built. And I was going to put that on here, but I decided not to, because I'd have to lift the engine up higher. So then what I did was, I'll pull it right off, I got it so I got that cross member in here. And then this cross member was original. That's an original weld. And I cut off, this is where it would V. So this is where it would start to come out and make the V tongue shape. And I cut that off. And that actually is going to be turned into something else. You know me, master of creation. Can you guys see it in there? There's one arm, one leg of it. And then the other leg goes down this way. And then that sticks up in the air. That sticks up about, I don't know, maybe 8 feet. Looks like a gantry to me, doesn't it to you? So I think with a little welding, I'll make that into a gantry leg, and then I'll have a steel gantry. But that's another project. So this project, we cut that off, and then the tongue, this is the original tongue that ran up the center, and I cut that off so it would be long enough to get welded. Actually, it's bolted. If you look, there's a tab welded on with a bolt through it. Yeah, the nut's not tight, but I don't care, because I'm going to remove this once I move it. It's also got a tab over on this side. You guys can see. Right there. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. So, yeah. Got fancy. Harbor Freight. 20 bucks for the cranky jack. And then I bolted it. I made it so it would bolt. It would hit the frame rail here. So it's bolted here and there. And I was going to leave it. There's a 4x4 or 3x3 or something shoved underneath here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's right there. And that's what's holding it up, temporarily at least. And then I was like, well, that's setting on the inside of the frame, and I figured if it moved around, I don't plan on dragging it down the road at 100 miles an hour, but you never know. It could wiggle back and forth or whatever and fall off. So I went crazy and I welded channel iron on, made a platform tab here, and then stuck a bolt in it. The bolt does go through. I just haven't put a nut on it yet. Actually, is that 3/8? Yeah, it might be. I might have a nut for that. So, and get it bolted down just so it doesn't jump around. But I thought it fit on there really good. Just kind of did some makeshift measurements. Tranny sits right on there nice, and it makes a nice work stand actually. I mean, this side kind of sucks because you're kind of bumping into it over here, but from that side over there, it works pretty good. And you could always step inside there if you really felt the need to. So yeah, I'm pretty good with that. I think what I'm going to do with this motor is just so I can keep my bay clean. And, you know, I have no space, so I always try to keep the bay open in case I got to work on my car or something, you know, like go to work. What I do is I put it on this trailer and I can pull it out and then, you know, work on whatever I got to work on, or I can bring it in and work on it in here. And theoretically, with the jack on it, I could take that off and close the door if it was going to be for a few days. And the crane or the engine hoist here isn't really, I mean, there's no weight on it. I just haven't dragged it out. Once I pull this out, I think I'll be able to get the engine hoist out, and then I can put that away because I won't need it, even though I thought about using it to put these heavy boogers on there. I got to figure out which way these go on. So maybe if you Detroit guys out there know, because the cams, the rollers are right here. So I would say, and I got to figure out which one goes on which side. You would think, I think this one, being the rollers on this way, and this hook is out here. You think the hook would be on the outside of the motor, but it wouldn't work that way. This would have to go on, I think this one would go on this side, I think. Not sure. I'm thinking that's the way they got to go. And got to pull the valve covers off, get these bolts so I can actually see, and then maybe I can figure it out. And which way are the rollers on this one? Should be the same, I would think. No, not feeling them on this side. Well, not feeling them on that side either. They got to be there somewhere. Oh, the rollers are here. Okay. So maybe they hooked on the inside. Yeah. Even if I put this one on this side, the Detroit diesel part here, that might be an indicator. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm thinking here while we're doing it. But that's my plan. I want to put the supercharger back on it, and the air compressor, and Maybe even put the manifolds on it. I'm not sure what this pump is for. Maybe power steering of some sort. I don't know. Could have been. Alternator's junk, but I'm not overly concerned about that. And just a filter over there, another filter over here, and that's about it. I think we can put her back together. I'm not sure what this thing is, but I see where it would bolt onto the head. It's got to be for water or coolant. Just looks like it's got a pump on it. No, must be just an adapter to go between maybe the heater. But does it have a lever on it? No, must be just to get heat off it. These would go up to your heater hoses probably to get heat. And yeah, I'm not seeing like a shut off or anything, even though it's got pull cables. This would probably be the same thing. Yeah, it's got an electrical connection here. Probably a water temp sensor would go right there, I would think. Bolts on the same way. I think it would bolt on right over here on the heads. So that makes sense. And then there was one other part. Where the heck is that? And it's set up, but it won't turn. And I was like, that's probably got to turn. Got some parts in the bucket. That turns. Oh, you know what it is? It's right on the motor itself, I think. Does this turn? Yeah, this doesn't turn. I think this is just seized up from sitting outside. It probably didn't have the tarp over it, but I think I can break it free, get it moving again. And then I think that's it. I haven't moved these cams. I don't dare really move them. There's probably some kind of timing or something to them, even though when you set the heads on, it shouldn't make a difference. If these got belts on them, I don't think that they're, I wouldn't think that they would be timed by just those V-belts, because that'd be scary. That would be, because a V-belt would slip pretty easy. I would think that they're timed off the back of the motor here somewhere. There's gears down inside here. And there's probably a big gear in the back or something. Or off the, I don't know. Like I said, never worked on a Detroit. So, anyway. So that's what I've been doing. I've been making stands or trailers to move these big old behemoths around. So anyway, I'll let you go right there. I want to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, and commenting, and stay tuned for more videos on probably Detroit diesels, I would think. Bye.